Okay, so we're talking earbuds
Yes.
today.
Yes.
There really has been an explosion of wireless earbuds on the market now. I mean, it used to be kind of a two-horse race. So you know that if you're an Android or user or Samsung user, you're using this. If you're an Apple, you know you got your AirPods. But now we see so many brands. So the question is, which one should you buy?
Exactly. I mean, good morning, everyone. And because of the explosion, people are confused. The options are many. And what you just said, what some people don't know also is that even the Apple AirPods work with Android. It's just Bluetooth. Okay. But people are attached to the brand, and we know number one, hands down, is the Apple AirPods. So we're going to look at other options that people can explore, especially when money is tight. But you still need it. Plus, we need to start looking at it in terms of functionalities and not just because of the brand. So first thing we want to look at is what are some of the things to look out for when you're choosing a good earbud. The first one is the fit, how well it fits into the ear. Because you know the normal head, phones, because they've got the wires, they are stuck in there for a while. But here you'll be running, jogging, or even shaking your head and it could come off. So over the years, there have been some changes. There are some we call the open ones. Like those who are familiar with the Apple, AirPod 3. It's an open one. It hasn't got the tip, the bit that you put there. But the AirPod Pro.
Like this, that's this one.
Yeah, so this is an open one.
So it does,
It hasn't got the rubber tip there that goes in there. So you need to look at the fit, how well it fits. So this is, you see this one's got a tip. That's AirPod, Pro. So that's the first thing you want to look at. The second thing you want to look at is the sound quality. Because it's Bluetooth and all that, you want to make sure that the sound quality is good. So it's clarity, plus because it hasn't got an equalizer. Some people like a bit of bass, for example. So if you are like you, Kuku, listen to a lot of music on your show, you really, during the day, you want to use one that will give you good, some music. Or even people like us who play or listen or cookie, you're listening to different things. You want to make sure you're getting a good sound. So also look at, the sound quality. It's very, very important. And then also voice calling, because you use them to pick calls as well. You want to make sure that when you receive calls, they are clear. There are no, hits inside and all of that. Plus, there's something called noise cancellation. So sometimes, you want to make sure that all the noise around is cancelled and everything. Then there's also battery life. You want to make sure that, because you can't carry a charger with you everywhere. So let's say you spend the whole day here. You want to make sure when you leave home and it's charged, the case itself is charged enough. So when you put them back in the case, they'll be charged. But the case is charged, so you don't have to travel around with the case. These are all things, plus the controls, even battery life. The controls are a big one. You see the AirPods have what they call the pinch controls. And it's a bit funny. When you're taking them out of your ear, where do you hold?
Exactly.
What part do you hold?
Sometimes you pinch without meaning
you pinch it, and then the thing will stop. Some you're just adjusting it. You press and you lose the call. So these are all things you need to look at.
So now, considering that you're seeing all of these things, if you're going into the market to go and shop, you don't get the benefit of trying them before you buy.
That's why we're doing this exercise. They need to listen to you.
So then, what would be your typical advice in terms of how, when you go into shop and you see an array of 10 different types, how do you approach?
Let's do that as the last thing. So let's review a couple of them. So the first one we review is the Sony WF 1000 XM4. It's not one that's known here, it's not popular here, but it's one of the best in the market.
This one?
Really?
This one. It's not popular here. A lot of people don't know it. You mentioned just the two popular ones. But Sony has a strong heritage when it comes to music and all of that.
Sound
and all of that. And that technology is what has bettered this. So it's great sound, active noise cancelling, solid voice calling. It's got good battery life. So it's got all these pluses. And it's not as expensive as the AirPods. I'll give it a bit of competition. So it's cool. Plus, some people don't like the stem sticking out on the AirPod. So this one will stick in there like the, AirPod. So it's not too visible. You see people on Zoom calls and they're sticking out.
Looking like aliens.
So that's this one. The second one I want us to look at is the Beats Fit Pro.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And we know Beats.
We know Beats.
We know Beats. Sound. And the fact that it's owned by Apple also now means that they benefit off the technology, the Apple technology. So they are not far from the Apple. This one. Right. Plus, this it's colorful.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a bit girly. The sisters will love it.
So they have different. Beats is known for that as well, having different color ranges and all of that. So that's nice.
Plus, the stem itself is a bit curved, so it will fit properly in your ear.
It seems like it took a lot of consideration on design to make sure that it's comfy.
It's comfy. Because now you would find that the first and second generation, AirPods had a long stem, they were not fitting properly, and people were dropping them while they're jogging and all of that. So they're going through a lot of innovation. That's better now. Though, of course, we've got the Samsung Galaxy Buds, which are good. I mean, they've moved from, the bean. You saw the bean one. Just like they've moved from that and gone back to this one that, sticks in there. But it's got the little tip that also fits in there properly. And those help with noise cancellation. So that's also good, a good one to look out for. There's also, there's so many of them. There's one that even the Bose Quiet, Comfort.
Bose, another good
again, Bose we know who has great heritage sound, when it comes to sound. So the benefits of all of these. So there's so many of them, because of time we won't review all of them. But to come to your question, the first thing people need to look out for is don't choose based on the brand or just the price. Choose on the usage. So for example, with me, I don't jog, I don't run around. So it's stable, it will be stable in my ear. But I listen to a lot of music. I'll be sat in the office listening, so it's all right to have one with the open, kind of tip, so that it's stuck in there. I like to listen to good music because sometimes I'm listening to it so I can play it or do all sorts. So that's the kind of, need I have. Start thinking about need and functionality when you're choosing these, not just because of the price and all of that. So you may find that for some people also because they run and it's not really the music, or maybe it's, they listen more to podcasts.
So you don't really need
audio, no music.
Because
for some of them, when you listen to music, you are listening to the piano, you're listening to the bass, you're listening to the voice, and all of that. You do that completely. So you need good sound quality to be able to choose the right one. So that's one you want to consider. Also choose based on the kind of like controls, the functionalities. Because if you're somebody who's always like receiving calls, you're on Zoom and all of that, you don't want to be fidgeting with, like, let's say the stem. The Samsung ones have, you press on the thing. There's one that, we didn't review, but there's one that Apple is introducing where, you don't need to press it, but it's kind of sensitive to, the movements. So you can do anything with your face and it will control it.
Oh, wow.
Apple.
Wow.
They're doing all of that. So look into these. What I would say is before you go to buy it, think of what you're going to use it for. Is it for just listening to music? Not even as a musician, but someone who just loves music, want to compare for calls or whatever you want to then do those things. That's very important. If you want to look into the future, just to round up, is we need to start looking at tagging them, because people lose them a lot.
A lot. Especially one. It's
one. The other thing we didn't talk about when you're looking for them is that, do they have a carrier? So apart from the case, can you get a carrier? The AirPods, you have a carrier you can hook to your belt, and so it's a bit safe. When you take it out of your ear, you put it back in. The other ones, it will be sitting on your desk. And if it's too company, Samsung ones, before you know it, you've left it in the office and it's gone. So look out for that. Also, I'm looking forward to also having equalizers.
On them.
Because some of them have apps now. So if they won't be on the earbud itself, but you can control the equalizers on the app if you install it. So then you can enhance the music. But people are moving to that now. There are a lot of people, most creators, music creators, studio people, still wear the big headsets now, but they are going at the other first.
AirPod Max.
So now we need to look at that. There's already some work going on there where we begin to see equalizers coming in there, plus the controls and also the fact that you can tag them, or so that even when you lose them, you can either call them. I think before Christmas, you and I reviewed some of the gifting items. So something you could tag to your gadget, so that when you lose it, you can easily track it. Yeah.
Where does cost come in? Like, is it really worth it to splurge on your wireless earphones, or is it? Are you saying? Well, cost isn't really. I mean, if you're on a budget.
No. For a lot of them, they range between $150 and let's say $250 or $300. That's the AirPod range. But if you don't need all the stuff the AirPod gives you, AirPod has what we call H1 and M1 just for sound. So it's great sound quality. But if you don't need all of that, you can spend a bit on $150 or $200, get a really decent, earbud, and you're fine.
Okay. Cool.
The funny thing is, I got one of these earbuds recently, maybe like 6 months ago.
Okay.
And it doesn't have any fancy name, but functionality-wise, that's perfect.
It does what you need.
And oftentimes we have these have to go out and do live broadcasts and feedback into the studio. That's what I use. So it's plugged into my ear. You don't see, it's not obvious because it's black and it fits nicely in the ear. And I can hear everything clearly. When my phone is in my pocket, once my phone is on, everything is, I can hear everything.
That's the other thing.
And it wasn't expensive. It was like 200 CDs.
Oh yeah, we don't want to talk about those ones. If you went to the street now, you get Xiaomi or whatever. They've got some that there, which are good.
There's a lot of options.
So shop around a bit, but at least this gives you an idea of what you need to look out for, what you should consider. Don't just go and buy because it's Apple or whatever. When you don't need all those functionalities.
Functionality is the key thing to look out for. And talk to us about keeping them clean.
All right.
Because I know some people like sharing things, and I'm like, no, I ain't sharing mine.
No. So don't share them.
Yeah.
It's not everything also that you can use to clean them. I think often most sanitizers are safe.
Okay.
So squeeze just a bit onto a piece of cloth and use it to,
wipe it.
Wipe it. These white ones, the AirPods, for example, some people don't like them because they are white, and before you know it, it looks brownish. It's got dirt. Or when you have kids, the kids will pick it and put it in their mouth before you know it.
That's another problem.
That's another problem. So keep them safe. Keep them away from the kids so they don't pick it, because you could pick germs from your ear or whatever. Those are important.
Okay.
In 3 years' time, as somebody who follows technology, where are we going with all of this? Because now we're at this point where you have amazing earbuds, noise cancellation, and everything else. Do you see an evolution coming in like in another 3 to 5 years?
I've already talked about two things that are already happening to it in terms of the tagging, so you lose them, and also the equalizer and all of that. I'm beginning to see also, I can anticipate voice control.
Oh wow!
Was this linked to your phone?
That's another level. Yeah. Okay.
So will Siri, for example, be able to control it?
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because she does talk to you through it, and when you're doing stuff, she'll say, "Do you want me to answer? Answer that." It does.
So those are some of the things you should look out for.
Okay.
Plus, the good thing about these companies is that they know so much about us, and they will use these gadgets, and they would use that usage information to develop them further. Even how it's moved from the long stem to the short stem when it comes to the AirPod and all of that. Yeah.
True.
Super. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, guys.
All right. How do people reach out to you? If they want to
look
get
for
in touch
Naasei on Twitter.
Naasei on Twitter.
That's
all
me.
right. Fantastic.